Well, someone's decided that you're the counsellor for them. It's Michael who's phoning from Coburg. Michael, good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What would you like to ask Gavin?
Well, no, what I wanted to say was just want to express my view about this whole situation. And, you know, unfortunately, people no longer see it as a virtue to pay taxes. So most people are trying to avoid, you know, not paying taxes. And what I'm trying to say is, like, the cash market today is alive and well. A lot of small businesses are not paying their fair share of taxes, or big businesses. Everyone's trying to rip the system off because we're no longer living in a Christian society. They don't believe in paying taxes. They believe it's all about myself, and we just got to gain all the way to the bank. And, you know, and now we're going to suffer together. We're going to start suffering together as a society, because if people actually did what was right, the government wouldn't have to, you know, try to kind of sting us, you know, everywhere else. They'd probably have, you know, more money and would have better people in Parliament, and, you know, the society would function a lot better. But at the moment, you know, most people that are doing their own tax returns, a lot of them, unless they're forced to, they're not going to declare what they're making. They're just going to, you know, choose what suits them, what benefits them. There's no moral law, and they don't care.
That's really, because we are told, aren't we, to render under Caesar. We are, you know, we're told that we should pay taxes.
Yes, I think you've raised some really important issues, Michael, and I guess particularly from a Christian worldview, that paying taxes is not a bad thing. I often have clients who have significant tax bills, massive tax bills, and one of the things they come to me for is to see whether they can reduce those bills. And we often think about strategies and how they can structure things better, but ultimately, I often talk about the fact that, you know, paying taxes is not necessarily a bad thing. It actually helps to provide the services that we need to provide, and it's not necessarily an evil thing. It's actually a good thing. It helps society function. But there is this whole cash economy that does mean that there's a bit of a leak, I guess, in the government revenues. And we see that the three main sources of government revenue through taxes are through the GST, company taxes and income taxes. And the GST revenue has been falling significantly, and you know, part of that is because of that cash economy that's not being caught up in the GST regime.
It's interesting, isn't it, Michael, that I think you've raised a really good point, that as Christians, you know, it's not right to dodge the taxes, and yet I think a lot of us think, actually, you know, I can get it cheaper. I can use the money that I save not paying that tax for something good, but that doesn't necessarily make it right, does it?
Yeah, and 100%. And unfortunately, most tradesmen are, you know, asking for cash. Most people want to pay in cash because everyone's benefiting. So because there's so many people benefiting from it, there's no incentive for people to do what's right. That's only when the society, you know, directly suffers and they're aware of it. That's when they start, you know, making it an issue. But because everyone benefits, you know, the consumer, the trade benefits, so why would they bother change, you know, why would they bother doing what's right? There's no incentive for them to make the system good, because, you know, everyone's winning all the way to the bank. They're not looking at it from a Christian point of view where, you know, it's godly and it's character and it's passing on to kids, you know, integrity and values and morals. They just justify it and say, well, you know, the bureaucrats, you know, there is, and you know, the bankers are, you know, corrupt, so we might as well be corrupt. So we kind of, it's part of, unfortunately, it's what we're going to be suffering, that we rejected Christ and Jesus as a society, and this is what we're going to have to suffer. We're going to suffer that people don't want to do what's right anymore because they want to benefit their own pocket, and money is the god of the world, and the Bible clearly says that the love of money causes evil. And at this present time, people do lust over money, and it's like a carrot, you know, and they chase the carrot to get the calf, the gold calf. You know what I mean? And we're living in a society where people are lusting over money because they follow the devil, and the devil, you know, makes them feel successful until they lose their families and their friends and relationships and suffer, and they haven't got a better life. Their life is actually worse off because they haven't got true love in their hearts. And they haven't got true relationships, and they're not building intimacy between husband and wife because they're chasing money, they're chasing a carrot, they're chasing lust and greed and all the things that God taught us not to do.
Okay, Michael, really good point, so thank you very much indeed for your call. Thank you, mate. Take care. Well, our time's nearly to an end. That's a real challenge, isn't it, Gavin, to balance all of that, because, at what point is being prudent actually fiddling the system?
Yeah, exactly. I guess the point is that you need to do things legally, and where you're earning income, you need to declare that income, even if it is cash income. All the strategies that you implement need to be above board and in line with the law. So I think that's important. One of the key things that Michael raises, I think, is that there's the personal conviction of doing the right thing personally, I guess, and then there's the other challenges for governments to actually set up structures and tax systems so that there isn't that leakage as well. And I guess that's one challenge for governments, to actually reform tax systems so that there's not this massive cash economy that then drains on the system, on the overall system.
Right, Gavin, thanks so much for your time today. It's been great to talk to you.
Great to be with you, Alan. Thanks so much.